Use the force, Brian. Let go, Brian.
Welcome back to Tech Yes City. This is Brian coming to you guys today with a review of the Velocifire VM90 mechanical gaming RGB backlit keyboard. I know that's a lot to get through, but let's get on with the review. This keyboard features an aluminium backplate there with Kailh blue switches, which have a slightly higher actuation point than the Cherry MX switches, so they're not all that bad, even though people tend to think of them as a cheaper variant, and they actually are cheaper to produce. Though that higher actuation point will translate into a bee's dick better of a response time than Cherry MXs would provide. Also, looking at the RGB LED lights themselves, it looks like they've gone with a pretty strong LED light here. When I compared that to my ASIO RGB keyboard, they were slightly brighter and they also bled a little bit better due to that grey and silver backplate. Even though I will talk about the theme a little bit now with that black and silver look, it felt as if it had a champagne gold tinge to it. Though I must say I'm not a big fan of the champagne gold look, I would have much preferred them to have gone with a silver, all silver and black look, or an all black look, or even gunmetal grey with the black there. Now moving on to the bottom of the keyboard, you've got a big Velocifire logo with the magnetically detachable wrist rest there, which also has another logo on the middle of the keyboard. I must say I would have preferred them to only included one logo on the keyboard and gone away with that logo on the magnetically detachable wrist rest. Though moving on to the customization of this keyboard, the LED lights can be programmed either via hardware or via software. It is your choice. I prefer to just program this thing via hardware, even though the software allows you to unlock a little bit more things like response times and polling rates, which I found didn't make a difference when I was testing it pretty critically in gaming and also on the desktop. I also found when I did the custom colors in the software, they really differentiated a lot from what I was seeing on camera. And you guys can take a look for yourselves and be the judge, but I thought, yeah, the software wasn't really worth having, especially after it crashed after a few minutes of using it. So that wasn't a great sign as well. But looking at the side of this keyboard, they've got a USB 2 out there and also a very thick 1.8 meter braided cable, which extends into two different USB prongs there, which you can use to power up the keyboard and data transmission on one, and then also another one there for an additional power source. Say for instance, if you're using this with a laptop with weak USB power outs. Looking onto the rear of the keyboard there, it's got the specs and the model of the keyboard. It's also got 4 rubberized feet in all corners, which stick to the desk or any surface that you put it on really well. And also besides that, you've got an elevation there, another layer of adjustment if you want to have this keyboard flat or a little bit elevated off your surface. So now we've got the specs out of the way, let's take a look at my subjective opinion on this keyboard. Is it worth the money? Now when I initially did this review, I was going to give it a not recommended buy because it was $120. Though then I messaged the manufacturer and I said, look, this review is going to be pretty much negative. They then emailed me straight away back and they said, we've dropped it down to $80. And I just said, wow, okay, I've got to go recut my video now because at $80, I think this keyboard is a very good buy, especially when you've got keyboards that are over twice the price and they provide only a little bit more. A lot more on the software, albeit, but a little bit more on the hardware level. So is that worth twice the price? That is up to you guys to decide. Though I will say, in essence, I like this keyboard. The build quality was solid. Those Kailh blues are absolutely fine. Though I will say that they were a little bit quieter and softer than the ASIO RGB keyboard that I had here, which uses also Kailh switches as well. I'll let you guys have a listen. So I'm not exactly sure why there's a big difference in sound and the feel of the keys. Maybe they used a cheaper and lighter keycap on the Velocifire than they did on the ASIO. Also, maybe the base of the PCB is a little bit thinner as compared to the ASIO. So I will say that I do prefer typing on the ASIO slightly better than I do prefer typing on this. Though in essence, it doesn't make a whole lot of a difference. They're both great keyboards with backlighting that you will enjoy if you've got the money. Though even though I prefer those things on the ASIO, I will say that the RGB lighting I thought was much brighter and the aura effect or the bleed effect on this keyboard was much better than the ASIO. So that is kudos to Velocifire for getting that right. Some last minute things that I will touch on, you also get a orange keycaps there for your WASD and also your function key, and that function key does look eerily similar to a logo from another tech tuber that I know of. So I'm not entirely sure if they copied that or not, but you guys be the judge of that one. We've also got a keycap puller included there, which is standard on a mechanical keyboard, and you've also got the ABS plastic on the keycaps as opposed to that expensive PBT. And honestly, you can't expect them to include expensive keycaps on an $80 keyboard. That being said though, after using this keyboard for about a month now, I have found that the keys aren't wearing as much as other keyboards that I've used in the past, so they don't get that real glossy shine to them very quick. Though to sum it all up, over $100 I can't recommend this keyboard, under $100 I can, and coming in at $80 it is very competitive, and at this price, even though I didn't like a few little things on it, overall it is a pretty good keyboard. So if you guys want to get this keyboard, I'll put the Amazon affiliate link in the description below. It's $80 at the moment, freaking great price. You'll also be supporting the channel at the same time. Anyway guys, if you have any questions or comments about this keyboard, then be sure to drop a comment in the comment section below. If you like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you in another tech video very soon. Peace out for now, bye. People have been nagging me about my fashion lately, so check this one out. Oh yeah, Sesame Street glory. Right there, baby. Oh yeah. Plate and features.
Use the force, Brian. Let go, Brian.
Yeah, Ben, mate, I'm trying to have a f***ing Kit Kat here, mate.